Run morning.
Okay, activating the morning.
Why did those look? So this week, as you may have guessed, I've been working on Prodigy, my home automation efforts and attempts. I've spent a lot of work in it this week, mainly because I got a bunch of the things I wanted to use in it. So I'm going to cover this in a more daily progress style. I'll finish it off with probably just some random footage of a PC I built this week. So on Monday, I got this, a Tapo Smart Wi-Fi light bulb. As it says, it can be controlled by Wi-Fi. It's completely color changeable as well as color temperature, so you can change it from being like a warm white to a cool white, or you can just do things like set bedroom bulb to blue. You saw the color change there. You can see it more clearly in some of this footage, but it's quite notable. Like I say, you can change color temperature, and it can all be linked into Google Assistant, or as I'm using it, in Home Assistant. We'll cover that shortly. On Tuesday, I only got the cables for the other stuff, so there's not much footage there. But on Wednesday, I got everything else I needed. One of those things you just heard, which is Google Assistant. It's a Google Nest Mini, so it doesn't have some of the features of Google Home, but I'm not hugely bothered by it. It does what I want it to do, and it does it well. So. And it does it at a low power requirement, so yeah. I got some Belkin smart plugs. I'm not gonna specifically talk about them, partially because I don't really like them. They're kind of awkward to work with, and I've had issues integrating them into Home Assistant. But basically they mean I can turn everything off and then have it turn on just before I wake up and just before I go to bed. So I'm not taking up power when I'm not using these things, and they're all running efficiently. The other thing that you'll actually be able to see that I got is new LED controls for these, because I've had these LEDs here for a while now, but they haven't been controllable. But now I can go set shelf light to yellow. Set shelf light to yellow.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Well, clearly Google's a plag. Set shelf light to yellow.
Okay.
There we go.
The shelf _light to yellow.
So as you can see, it changes color to the lights, and I can go. So set shelf light to red. Come on, Google. There you go.
Changing the shelf _light to red.
The reason it has an underscore in there is because it's controlling it through Home Assistant. We'll get to that in a second. But basically, oh, by the way, these also come with regular IR controllers, so you can just go like that, which is how I control them most of the time. The desk ones are having issues, but I also have ones around the back of the desk. So I control all of this through a system called Home Assistant. It's a fairly commonly used tool for people who like doing home automation stuff, and it basically has around 700 integrations, not including custom ones, for different services, utilities, things like that. Basically means if you buy anything smart home, it'll probably work with Home Assistant, even if you have to make it work yourself, like it's usually possible. And that means I can do things like, you can set up automations, you can set up scripts, so I can do things like run morning.
Sure. Activating the morning.
Lights. These color lights changed. That light changed color and temperature. And as you can probably hear, it starts playing music. I don't know if you can actually hear it, but you know. I will try and put some footage up of my Home Assistant configuration on screen. I'm just going to open it up now while I'm talking to pause the music because it's still a little bit dodgy. But yeah, I'm really proud with how it's going on so far. Next steps are probably just setting up more integrations and configurations. I want to set it up so we can access my whole music library and play it both through those speakers and through the Google Assistant. And then after that, I'm going to start looking into how I can set up these automations for actual use cases, like maybe streaming or recording. We'll see how that goes. But for now, I'm going to close off this video with some footage, because I spent yesterday building this PC. Sadly, it's not for myself, but it's always fun.